But before we get into that, why don't you go ahead and scratch your beard? Hey everyone, welcome back to another video where I talk about my thoughts on movies and stuff. Today's video is on I Care a Lot, a dark comedy thriller film written and directed by Jay Blakeson. I Care a Lot follows the nefarious deeds of Marla Grayson, a court-appointed guardian for dozens of elderly wards whose assets she seizes and exploits through questionable but legal means. She is a professional, armed with predator-like instincts, fierce determination, and an absolute refusal to lose. Marla Grayson fashions herself a lion who takes from the meek sheep around her. The film is very well shot, with sharp edits and very bright colors. And it's based on a real occurrence plaguing the people of America today. There are countless real-world stories of people who have gone through some of the things these characters go through in this film. Though I imagine none of them had to deal with Rosamund Pike's harrowing yet brilliant performance. My God. But before we get into that, why don't you go ahead and hit that big red button? Yeah, that's right, subscribe. It really helps the channel out and we greatly appreciate it. Hit the bell to be notified about every time we upload as well. We love to bring you this content and would hate to have you miss a thing. And if you'd like to show some further support, become a bro by becoming a patron. Patrons get early access and all sorts of other content. So go visit our Patreon and let us hold $1. All done? Great. On with the show. I care a lot. About what? No, I care a lot. Yes, about what? I care a lot. Yes, about the movie. What? Obviously. Oh, why didn't you just say it? Going around in circles, mate. Just say it next time. I did. You were... What did you think? It was definitely a lot to take in. I'll say. In fact, I'd even go as far as saying that this was a horror movie. I was genuinely terrified. Rosamund Pike. Rosamund Pike! Yeah, she's definitely something. She always plays these women who do these terrible things. And she has to stop. She's too good at it. She's such a phenomenal act. My heart can't take it. I had this weird sinking feeling in my belly. And it just wouldn't go away. It only started 13 minutes into the film. Marla Grayson. She's so good at what she does. Such a terrible woman. My God, she was evil. Hey, it's okay. In an alternate universe, she's a trapeze artist who meets a terrible fate at the hands of a notorious criminal organization. I see what you did there. Gosh, those poor old people, stripped of everything they worked so hard to have. Heck, she forcibly moved them out of their homes sometimes. True. And don't get me wrong, that sucks and blows. But none of them own a gun. Nobody shows up to their front door packing some heat. It's America. Blast them. Take a page out of your grandkid's book and a gun out of their school bag. You're a different kind of evil. Nah, man. I'm just kidding. I'm scared to get old now. Imagine somebody tries to do that to you when you're at that age. Did you see how slick she was at taking Jennifer Peterson's phone away from her? They'll try. Have you seen our generation? I double dog dare any one of them to try and take our phones away from us. We'll defeat them with our TikTok dances. Or better yet, we'll expose them with our front-facing cameras. Probably wouldn't work. Yeah, no, that wouldn't work at all. But as is the case with any act of injustice, Marla crossed the line. She thought she was Joey Badass until she kidnapped Joey's mom. And then she met the real Joey Badass. The Dinklage! Peter Dinklage himself, starring as Roman Lunyov, Russian mob boss. Gosh, I hope that beard was real. That better be a real beard, Peter. And when he found out what was going on, he tried to be real civil about it too. He just sent in a lawyer. I don't know how American law works. And I don't know how Marla was just capable of speaking freely like that in court. But I was really surprised that the lawyer did not get that ruling. I know, right? I kept thinking to myself, how stupid is this judge? Exactly. Nobody stopped to question how she was thriving. She had so many wards. How was she managing? How was she making so much money? How's she driving this fancy car when people working for the state are notoriously underpaid? Nobody stopped to question that. On her, she probably paid off anyone bothered enough to try and investigate. Probably wouldn't take much either. In fact, she was probably paying off that judge too. Hey, you make a good point. Yeah, I can get behind that. But this next part is probably where I stopped buying what this movie was selling. Go on. How did Fran find that newspaper article giving away that Jennifer Peterson was actually a stolen identity? Like, maybe it's just me, but I feel like that was a bit too convenient, no? 50-50 chance, maybe? I don't know. Okay, fine. I'll let it slide. Though can we at least admit that Alexi should have left that old age home with Jennifer at least? Yeah, I didn't buy him getting caught like that. And he only had 2 goons with him. He should have had way more people with him there. It's the Russian mafia. You're telling me the Russian mafia can't escort one little old lady from an old age home that's protected by 1 armed guard? Maybe they were understaffed due to quarantine. Good and one. The audacity of this woman. Remember when she tried to intimidate Jennifer after her failed extraction and she was all like, "Your people broke the rules. You don't bring guns into a care home." Excuse me? Broke the rules? Don't bring guns into a care... Lady, you steal from old people for a living. You want to talk about breaking rules? It's the Russian mafia! Ex-mafia, actually, I believe. Oh, that doesn't matter. You don't become ex-hardcore. And Marla not knowing that is understandable. But she and anyone else in that old age home who tried to stand up against them should be pushing daisies. Ain't that the truth? Also, there's no way Pack-a-Bag Fran does not have their passports ready. Yeah, that was kind of weird. They don't tell you what Fran used to do before she was robbing old people with Marla. But they do allude to her maybe having some time as a cop or something. Though all of that doesn't matter. If Fran is smart enough to say, "Pack a bag, we're going somewhere safe," she is not going to forget their passports. Also, Marla should have died when they ran her car into that lake or pond or whatever that body of water was. Alcohol in her bloodstream, seatbelt fastened, completely submerged vehicle, dead. All the way dead. Yet somehow she survives. I just don't buy it. Properly dead. And why? Why, oh why, oh why, oh why would they not kill Fran? They could have at least kept Fran as motivation to get Marla to talk. They could have tortured Fran right in front of her, pulled out her fingernails, all her teeth, beaten her. I mean, come on. If I'm thinking of this, the ex-Russian mafia could have thought of this. Where did they find this mafia? Walmart? Bloody hell. Like, honestly, they were so inefficient that I don't even buy the diamonds anymore, right? The diamonds that they were fighting over were probably fake as well. Everything about them is just fake. I don't buy it anymore. In real life, there's just no way she wins. She tracked one of his cars to his driver's home, and then she just walks into his garage because apparently Americans don't lock anything. What even was that? She just waltzed right in. No open sesame, no Alejamora, nothing. And then they follow his driver to go pick him up, trailing so close behind him with their lights on. I mean, I don't know how their driver didn't realize he was being followed. I mean, what kind of bad guy driver is he? I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. And then Marla somehow got the jump on the bodyguard and the driver with tasers. Once again, this is ex-Russian mafia. Skegman type blokes, yeah? Where are the straps? Huh? Where's his protection? Why is he so understaffed? Marla, with no tactical experience and nothing but the help of her jittery girlfriend, somehow bested ex-Russian mafia. I just don't buy it! Neither do I. It took her way too long to die. If this was anyone else, any normal civilian who just had a bone to pick with her, maybe. But the mafia? And you know what? Maybe it's all allegorical. Maybe it's all a symbol of how nothing can stop her. Nothing will get in her way. There isn't a single obstacle she is not ready to surmount to get what she wants. And her death is a further extension of that. The people who she undermined and underestimated are the same people who come back and bite her in the butt. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Yeah, I hear you. But even then, I still don't buy it. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Was I Care a Lot a viciously gleeful tragic comedy? Or should we all care way less about it? I know Guy 1 and Guy 2 had a lot to say about it, but believe it or not, I actually enjoyed this film. For the most part, at least. The cast was wonderful, and I know that I always say that, but just because I always say that doesn't mean I don't mean it. I also feel it was excellently shot and put together. And as I said before, on top of all of that, this movie speaks to a lot of America's shortcomings because this is something that is plaguing the elderly to this day. And Marla Grayson is a very interesting character. It's not really explored in the film, but after doing some digging, I discovered an interview in which they explain Marla's backstory. At first, Marla was a small business owner. She had opened a vape shop, and she was doing well for herself until some big corporation opened their store right across from her and blew her out the water selling the same product at a much lower price. After that, she decided to get on top no matter what it took, no matter who or what she had to go through. Marla is highly intelligent and highly self-aware. She's just a person trying to make the American dream happen, knowing full well that it's intended to have people climb over each other in order to make it. Lying, cheating, and stealing your way to the top. She's not the first, and she's not going to be the last. And in this regard, I think Marla was the perfect character. It's scary how at every turn she bends the law but never really breaks it. It shows an impressive understanding of the situation and also an intense understanding of America's laws and its loopholes. And there's also these great moments where we get to visually see Marla's determination. At one point in the film, she loses a tooth. The very next day, she's at the dentist getting it put back in because she refuses to lose anything. I also thought that this was an excellent depiction of same-sex relationships. Marla and Fran felt like a natural couple. As natural as a couple that steals from old people can be. And the orientation of their relationship was not the point of their relationship. Though all that being said, I have 3 major problems with this movie. And when I say 3 major problems, I mean 3 in that they actually almost ruined the entire experience for me. Problem number 1. At no point do I care for Marla, which is a problem because she's our main character. I don't ever root for her. The movie tries but fails to get me to empathize with Marla. I just spent the entire runtime wishing somebody would cap her right between the eyebrows. Problem number 2. Fran as a character was so underused. Eiza Gonzalez gave an excellent performance and I feel like we should have seen more of her. We also never learn much about her beyond the fact that she's Marla's ride or die, which is a problem that we normally see in a lot of film couples. Normally between boy-girl relationships, we see that the woman kind of lives only to serve or as an extension of her husband. We kind of see the same thing happening here with Fran, except to Marla. Problem number 3. I don't think this was funny. Ever. I didn't laugh a single time. Yet this movie is meant to be a dark comedy thriller. I don't know, maybe they must have forgotten to write in the jokes and the funny parts. Maybe they left their jokes at home on the days of filming, I don't know. They wrapped filming and they were like, what about the comedy? I don't know, we'll add it in post. Promising Young Woman was a dark comedy thriller. This was just dark. But that's all from me, guys. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you want to put this video in a home and seize all of its assets and milk them dry, give it an even bigger thumbs up. As I said earlier, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. It really helps the channel out. We're hoping we can hit 1,000 subscribers before the year is out, so maybe share this video out and get some of your friends to join in. And as always, if you want to show some further support, you can just visit our Patreon and let us hold $1. I have no idea what the next video is going to be on. I've been watching WandaVision, but I've been taking it real slow. Maybe I'll do a review recapping the entire series, because unlike everybody else, I have to set sail for the bay every time I want to watch the next episode, if you know what I mean. But you know I'll be here next week with another movie, thoughts in tow. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.